Hello everyone! Welcome to a different kind of video. A video I've always wanted to do because it's my favorite type of video. A video essay. This is something I've always wanted to do, but I just couldn't due to not having a microphone. That's also the reason why I used voice AI in my MMD animations, because I want the audio to be high quality. And using the default computer mic, well, sounded terrible. Yeah, as you can see, the audio sounds pretty terrible, but just listen to this is terrible. But I'm happy to say I now do have one, and I can now finally use my voice. So for this first video essay, I wanted to do something simple, a Thomas episode review. So today we'll be looking at my favorite Thomas episode, Thomas, Percy, and the Post Train. Or Thomas, Percy, and the Mail Train if you're an American like me. Thomas, Percy, and the Post Train is the 12th episode of Season 3. The episode is based on the two magazine stories, The Post Train and After the Last Train, both written by Andrew Brenner. Unfortunately though, he was left uncredited. In fact, he was left uncredited for all the episodes from Season 3 that were based off his stories. But we're not going deep into that today. So Season 3 of Thomas is my favorite season. From the episodes, to the visuals, to the music, it's my favorite season. I loved these episodes as a kid. I loved watching the Season 3 episodes on the DVDs I had, and this was one of them. So why is this my favorite Thomas episode? Why this one instead of any of the other wonderful episodes the show has? Well, for many reasons. First of all, the visuals. I think it's agreed by many Thomas fans that the night sim shots are some of the best scenes in the whole show. They all look so epic and beautiful. They play so much with the atmosphere in these scenes. From the cozy, sleepy yards and Tidman sheds, to the foggy, but not too foggy watermill, with all the plants and trees, that coastal village, all the stations with their lights, and of course the busy harbor at night as the little engines collect the mail. And speaking of the engines, I love all the shots of Thomas and Percy taking the mail all around Sodor. All the steam they're emitting and the camera angles we see them through, such as the angles where it looks like we're on the station platform watching the engines. Or this one where it looks like we're standing there watching Thomas go through Tidmouth Halt, and so many other cool shots. But this episode doesn't just have nighttime goodness, we also have early morning shots like this one on River Callan, and this marvelous shot of Harold in the sky. So many visually appealing shots from this one episode, and that is something that's commonly loved about the classic series. It's such a beautiful show visually, doing all kinds of things to make you feel so immersed in the island of Sodor. The classic series excels at this so much and so often. Second is the characters. Thomas and Percy are some of my favorite characters in the whole show. Percy is my favorite character of all time. In my opinion, Percy is the main character of the episode. He appears and does the most of the episode, and with Percy being my favorite character, it makes this episode very enjoyable. But I must say that Thomas is consequential to the plot. He takes that man who missed his train home.
At a station, Thomas noticed a man looking cold and worried. He had missed his train home. "We can give you a ride," said Thomas's driver, "but it will be rather uncomfortable." "Thank you," said the man. "Anything's better than sitting here."
That's a sweet thing of him to do. And he tells Percy about the person in charge of the mail that he complained to the Fat Controller about the delay last night.
"Driver says that the person in charge of the mail has complained to Sir Topham Hatt about the delay last night."
But besides that, not much really. That's okay though. He doesn't have to do so much because, as I just mentioned, Percy is the main character of the episode. I also like Percy and Harold the helicopter in this episode. Something I really like about the TV series is that in the episodes that aren't just adaptations of Railway series stories, they sometimes explore character dynamics that were just done once or twice and then never again. Percy and Harold only interact once in the Railway series. In the book, Percy the Small Engine. In the two stories, Percy and Harold, and Percy's Promise. And that's it. The TV show not only adapted those two stories, but they also did more stories with these two. Thomas, Percy, and Post Train, A Bad Day for Harold the Helicopter, Percy's Chocolate Crunch, etc. And this is a good episode of that dynamic, with some great interactions between these two.
"Bother," said Percy. "It's that dizzy thing, Harold."
"Good morning," whirred Harold. "I always said railways were out of date, but you're so slow with the mail. You should give everyone their stamps back."
Percy was too tired to explain. "Bird brain," he muttered. The next afternoon, Percy passed the airfield and saw Harold. Hello, lazy wings. Are you too tired to fly today?
The wind's too strong, grumbled Harold. I've been grounded.
You need rails, laughed Percy. They work wonders, you know. Always.
And lastly, the music. The music is so good in this episode. The classic series soundtrack by Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell has always been so great, and this has some great pieces here. The best one is the post-train theme, which plays often in the episode. That with George Carlin's soothing narration makes this episode even better.
At night, when the other engines are tucked away in their sheds, you can still hear the faraway call of an engine's whistle and the clickety-clack of train wheels turning. This is the sound of the mail train. One train is pulled by Thomas and the other by Percy, as the loads are too heavy for one engine to do the work alone. The mail is loaded into freight cars at the harbors, and the engines pull their trains through the silent stations delivering their precious loads.
So overall, I love this episode. I know it's not the best episode of Season 3, and there are better episodes like All at Sea, Escape, Henry's Forest, all fantastic episodes, don't get me wrong, but I just love this episode for all the reasons I just mentioned. That's just my personal opinion. Thomas, Percy, and the Post Train is a fantastic episode. An absolute classic. One of the best of Season 3. This was an interesting video to make. I've never made something like this before, and I would like to know what you all think of this in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.